What up, everybody? All right, what is up? How we? Happy Saturday to you. We are obviously back with some more D&D. I will say Discord is being a little bit annoying today. Like, I don't know. It might be just the distance of Radishin being across the world, but like for some reason his camera keeps lagging for me, or the images he's trying to show us keeps lagging. We'll see if we can work through this. But yeah, we're gonna try our best with it and get into more of the action. If you didn't catch up on what happened last time and you want to, you can go over to my YouTube channel. I did put our last session up edited, but let me try fixing one more thing and then trying to get this Discord working so badly. Okay. Let me just talk to them real quick, and then I'll switch you guys over to the screen. Hold on one second.
Screen, yeah.
Yeah, I can't see the shared screen.
Yeah,
Can see it.
Discord is being really weird. Like, anytime I click on to watch his screen, his camera like freezes for me in Discord. So I feel like I can only have one or the other.
By me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's Discord.
The name, you know.
Radishin, sorry. I don't know why. I feel like Discord is having an issue today.
Might be a bandwidth problem.
My only thought is
That's what I was thinking.
yeah,
You
either
turn off the share screen. Do you want me to go on and off with the share screen again?
Can you lower the quality of the shared screen? Because I mean, all it is pictures, right?
do you guys is his camera freezing for
720
you
and
right now?
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a me problem.
So my only thought is, what if you either reset your
Wait,
internet or
'cause
restart the
you don't
computer?
really-
But
Yeah, I already did the restart the computer.
Okay.
What about I just turn off my camera? Because there's not a lot sort of visual. You need to see my face. It's more audio.
See if it works. See if
Yeah.
it increases the, or at least the.
Might change the order though. Yeah, because
Can you
it's
install a fiber line real quick?
That's just that's a silent problem.
yeah, as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a me problem. But if this is what we have to do, it's what we have to do.
What if we all turn our cameras off? Will it be?
No.
Then that's gonna throw Brendan for a loop. Our dear, poor DM. I already know he has a hard time with Logon and Tell.
Keeping up with 6 different characters. That's a lot.
Looking for the blinky light.
there's a little bit of that with those, just because the voices are quickly. They're both so enthusiastic.
I know
Young
Kale
and
sounds like
vibrant.
all of us. You can't tell the difference.
All right.
Oh,
so-
Thankfully, I can tell the difference with K.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh.
Well, fine.
All men sound the same to you?
chat, we're just trying to solve and fix things real quick before I send you over to the D&D screen.
We all sound the same.
Did that?
I'm gonna do a. You know what? I'll try to do a voice this time. How's that? Well, I guess I'm the only one. Yeah, I'm not the only one. I do a camera.
What if we do his camera on and you turn the share screen thing off, and you'll just have to be more theater of the mind as far as explain pictures or something?
Yeah, that's fine. I can do it.
Because I don't know, is the picture thing loading in for anybody else, or is it just spinning?
No. It's still spinning.
I
Alright.
can see it.
Oh, you can see it. That's so
but I'm the
weird.
only one.
Kale's the only one.
Huh.
Oh,
Hey.
okay. All right. Now I can see that.
Yeah,
Now,
that was the classic on and off again.
okay. Now
So
your
what
camera
about
on.
now with my camera.
I
Camera.
I think we're okay. So, what we'll do is, yeah, that's fine. Because what I can. Oh wait, no. So now it's camera froze. Why can't we have it all? Why can't we have
Camera
nice
froze?
things?
Can you at least hear me?
I can still hear you. Yes.
yeah.
For me,
Then does it really matter if my camera's frozen? I might just look dumb, but at least you can hear me and my face is in the right spot for your screen.
yeah. Go ahead and try to put like an old if you have a picture from last time, stick that up there, and we'll see if we can see it or not.
Okay.
Not on you, on the. Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
I
Yeah,
got that. I
put
got
your
that.
own,
I got
put your
that.
best photo you have of you up.
Just look pretty. Okay. With that,
I still see the critical hit picture.
say I've changed it to Rykard. Rykard's
Does Kay, do you see that?
No, I just see critical hit.
Okay, so let's close that screen. We won't worry. You'll just have to be more descriptive about pictures you want us to know about.
Or you could post them.
I can put them in the WhatsApp, for example.
Yeah,
WhatsApp or the general chat.
that works too.
Oh yeah, okay. Cool. Right, okay. So Storm, for you, is it handier to keep the shared screen up even if nobody can see it, just so positions don't change?
Yes. Well,
Aye, that's fine.
but the problem is, I can move stuff around if I have to. I'm just thinking, if you leave that up, your camera. I'm trying to figure out a way so that your camera is at least working, and I think that has to be off for your camera to be working.
I guess bandwidth for both, for the stream and the camera.
Boom, boom.
I actually have an actual fiber cable into my laptop. I think it's just the laptop. It's just going through the laptop. I don't know.
It's all right.
Are you doing Wi-Fi or hardline?
No, hardline. That's the hardline, and then that's the one that had the the extension into it that has the, because I've got the hardline, and then it's got the Wii adapter that has the 3 USB ports on it.
Okay. My only other last thought is flip back the wires that you had changed at the start. Don't know why that would fix it, but
Okay.
I'm throwing everything at the wall. If you're just getting in here, chat, Discord's being a bitch to us, so we're trying to figure it out and solve things.
I'm gonna see if I can make this work just without the wireless keyboard and mouse. Okay.
Okay.
Don't.
Adapter.
Okay.
If it's the wrong camera for me today, I don't mind. I don't care. I would look pretty. But...
You're beautiful.
Oh.
It's refreshing. It's just a different angle.
Come on, Discord work.
I will say your room looks different or bigger at the other angle.
Yeah.
What makes it look tiny. Almost bathroom-like.
Okay. I'm not going to push anything else, because whenever I try to push watch stream, both him and his camera start doing the loading thing.
Yep.
I'll get Fluff on it. I'll basically recruit him just to
That's okay.
make something work.
I think it just might be a bad internet day, like, because
Okay.
unless you change.
It has worked before.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Nothing's changed. No, nothing's changed.
Other than whatever you said that you changed a couple wires around at the start to do something.
We're in session 10 now, and I've had, I don't know, I think about 5 or 6 with the sort of new setup. So,
The microphone's working. That's all I care about.
That's good.
Okay.
Right.
The workaround for everything else.
I'm just gonna change everything over to this screen.
Oops. All right, chat. Try this. Oh. All right.
Fuck, I look like a ghost. Like I'm fucking haunting the stream.
Wait. Do you have your little light beside you?
Yes, it is the little light.
Okay.
It's the really crap, like the webcam that's in the laptop.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's okay. What I'll do is I'll just you'll just send me an awesome picture from like a wedding, and I'll just from like when you're best dressed, and I'll just stick it down in the corner for the YouTube video.
That's okay. What about the shared screen part? Does that work any better now or not?
I'll click on it.
Mine is not for me. Whenever I go to.
That's alright. I'm used to describing the stuff anyway. Most of the stuff's just a background image anyway. So.
Yeah. Oh. Why does it's okay? I'm very convinced it's Discord now.
Because it's kicking you out?
No, because every
Get
time
kicked out?
I leave and come back, right now, if I don't push on anything, I can see him moving his camera, and I can see the little image of Rigard on the thing. But if I go and click on the watch stream button to actually like look at it, then both of them freeze.
Okay. Right. At the end of the day, visually, I'm not important. So.
Oh, don't say that. You're
Now
very important to
it's
us.
frozen with him. Like his camera's frozen with a big old
I
smile.
like the smile, honestly. I feel charmed.
Nice. Good. That's fine.
I screenshot it. You can put that in your YouTube. It's actually not a bad picture.
Of all the images that probably could get frozen, I'm just gonna wait for the stream just to see what this actual image is. That's all right. We'll go from there. Cool. That's fine. How about we play some fucking D&D?
I do too. I need to heal my back
Oh yeah.
in fantasy in real life.
Telemus, are you there? Telemus is gonna be in and out as well. He dog
Okay.
wrestled him too hard and dies bothering him.
If he's not available, your paladin has some minor healing.
Well,
Yeah.
what was it that he did? He use
have
cure
some, too.
wounds on you?
Oh, I don't know.
I forget what heal he used now. Oh, let me turn my music off.
I think he did get Rian. He didn't get.
Me.
He used
He didn't get
something
the-
on
No,
Bo in the alley, but
Did he?
yeah,
he
he
was going to.
never
but then
rolled
we
for
pushed
it.
Yeah,
The story
we
moved
pushed
forward.
through with the story. I was upset that I fell out of a window.
Jumped out the window.
All right,
Fell.
jumped out the window, fell off a roof.
Unsuccessfully jumped out the window. None of this.
I
Like,
successfully jumped out of a
"Oh,
window.
The DM made me fall. No,
I successfully jumped out of
you
a
were
window.
trying to clear an alleyway from a jump.
You know what? This is, I will take fault for not asking more questions about about how far.
You know, I should ask you for more questions because your descriptions are so useful. Kind of like the bright but dull costume of last week.
Yeah,
know?
I'm just not. I'm not a natural creator like you. I can't.
Also, last question before you fully start. Jake, are you gonna hang out in the furthest bottom left corner of your screen? just so I know, I'll move your camera if that's where you're most comfortable. I'll move you there for sure. But I literally like just your nose and half your face was showing, which I feel like a teacher in a kindergarten. Everyone stop moving. Just stay in line.
It would actually work if Bodok was like half leaned. It's just like just in the bottom of the screen.
Just hunch down.
Yeah.
All right,
He's
cool.
not a
Let's get this going.
Let's go. Okay. Let's kick it off. So basically the adventurers entered the large town, pretty much a city, but not by name, of Daggerford, which is the hometown of Claude Marcel, Brightboard. And upon entering the town, they became accustomed to the unusual geography and demographics of the town, including this three-tiered town with the belt, the sheath, and the hilt being tier 1, 2, and 3. Unlike most other towns, what we find the largest tier at the bottom is actually very well kept. A lot of happy people going back and forth, introducing themselves as they go along. Seem to be pretty accepting of strangers as we go through, as opposed to the upper echelon of the town being lots of large, older buildings but more humble surroundings. Upon entering the town, they came across a couple of key featured buildings in the town. Tell, in particular, walked right up to the tavern, which is known as the Foolish Captain, to discover a very old version of a wanted poster with a face that he in particular recognized in his most commonly worn hooded robe. Hence his decision to have a wardrobe change in conjunction with his friend Bodok. The bright but dull emerald green and garnet red jester costume, which you now see in his little icon at the bottom. The other key building that they came across was surrounded by an eager crowd, crowd anticipating a little bit of drama, a little bit of scandal that had happened overnight. They weren't sure what had happened. The building was surrounded by guards. This was the shop known as the Flower in Bloom Bakery. And using Ricard Marcel, Claude's brother, his connections, the party were able to enter the bakery and conduct their own investigation
of the bakery. Some of the party had noticed that a body had been taken away through the side door along the alleyway. But as the group investigated the majority of the bakery, they found a number of unusual clues, which at this moment in time don't seem to quite tell the full story, but has piqued the interest of the group to investigate further. Key clues including a single digit of a finger on the ground, collections of coins, secret compartments, including more coins, such as the discovery of 10 platinum pieces, which Tommy was able to rifle through and discover with his sleight of hand while nobody was watching him. And within the secret compartment, there was a collection box which had 2 other digits within cut off and had been placed within the box, and this third one outside of the box. From there, investigating further into the kitchen, they discovered a birthday cake for the one and only Kurdan Truestorm. So it was Truestorm's birthday. Cake was in the kitchen, and following an investigation of trails of flour, broken flour bags as we went along, Rhiann, who is still has a bit of a strained relationship with our companion Tobin the pup at this moment in time, decides to investigate the cake with her hand, and upon touching the icing, which she actually ended up crushing the dragon, I believe. The dragon decoration with her hand, smushed it, started to feel a poisonous force travel through her arms, and she was basically having a seizure on the ground, which caused some of her natural elemental powers to be unwieldy, and lightning was shooting from across parts of the room and emanating from Rhiann on the ground. In their panic of what to do next, Claude heroically stepped up and decided to throw a bucket of water over a lightning shooting Rhiann, which thankfully did not cause any additional damage to anybody else other than Rhiann. And Tobin in particular was just about missed by one of the lightning bolt shots. Thankfully, a second attempt at healing, I believe, was conducted. A lay on hands was able to, first of all, stop the infection spreading further, as it had overtaken Rhiann's arm and was traveling up the jugular and was starting to breach over her jawline. But with the lay on hands, that was able to cure that initial part, was able to cure that, retract it, and going on from there. During the investigation, they found out that there had been another assailant in the building and had escaped the building from the upstairs window of the bedroom, which was being investigated by our friend Boduk, who went up to the window, noticed, he got away across the rooftops, decided to make a jump for it, fell, and has landed particularly hard in the alleyway, and we'll be feeling the repercussions of that as we pick up our story, with the party having been informed that they must leave the site now, as normal trading hours are starting to kick up again, and the site has been cleaned, identifying the evidence they had picked up to the guards. And they know of a couple of key incidents in the area, including the birthday party for Kurdan Truestorm being conducted later on that day at the Cash Windfall Club. And this is where we pick up with our party, with a couple of areas. Tommy is inside the bakery at the table with the evidence. Boduk is barely dusting himself off in the alleyway. And Claude, Rhiann, Logan, and Tel are all at the front door, having investigated just what the hell happened to Boduk, that he was outside. And go from there. So whoever would like to start first?
All right, so I think it's pretty clear that this cake was an assassination attempt. Does anybody disagree?
Am I in
This was a
trouble?
lie.
I ate a roll. Am I gonna die too? Tommy's still holding.
snap out of
Tommy's
it.
still holding the bag of flour. It's just like he's like he's like a little bit panic mode.
Klutz slaps him across the face.
Oh!
Snap out of it. You're
Damn.
okay. I think.
I hope
Both-
so.
I think.
Bo's strolling in with a potion in his hand, just slipping on it. It's like, don't worry, guys. It's all right. I'm okay. Don't worry about me.
What happened to you?
Bo, in your inventory, will you mark down using that potion, please?
I will, and I'll
And
also.
it's a 2d6
Yeah.
plus 4.
2d6. Okay, good, because I just rolled 2d4 and they were both ones, so I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, the particular potions you had were.
And now I got 2 6s plus 4, so
No.
that was
Yep.
that was a nice potion. All right, delete one.
What are you up to?
What was it again? 2d6 plus 4, so
So you got
14 plus
16.
6. I'm up to 20.
Were you getting 14 plus 20?
No, I'm up to 20. So
you're up to
2d6.
20, yes,
I got
yes.
2 6s.
And 4, so it's 16.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
6 and
16.
4 is
So I'm up to
Yeah.
22.
go.
Yeah. He was trying to stay humble.
Yeah. It's made,
Oh, I
you
just-
feel, it's made you feel even stronger than you thought. You thought you were feeling like 20 points of health, but you more actually internally more like a 22 points of health.
Coming in feeling a little more refreshed. Oh, don't worry. I just fell out of the
Yeah.
window. I stuck the landing.
Yeah. You realize actually one of the reasons that you are feeling a bit healthier than before, you thought you might have taken a little bit more damage than you did, was as you begin to walk across the room, unfortunately you start to hear a bunch of clanging and some splinters are falling behind you.
Oh no.
And you turn around to basically find that your beloved banjo has actually snapped right at the joint between where the strings are
Uh-huh.
and the main actual playing
Like the head-
piece
like-
of the banjo.
okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately that has taken a bit of damage. You don't think it's irreparable because you've kind of maintained this banjo for quite a while, but it did take a significant bump with you pretty much sticking the landing bang on top of your banjo. So,
I stuck the landing. My banjo didn't.
yep.
Turns out
Oh,
this is my grandfather's banjo. I don't know
Oh.
what we're gonna do. I gotta find someone to fix this, guys. Priority number 1. We gotta fix my banjo.
I feel your loss, Boda. Puts a comforting
It's not
hand
a
on Bodak's
loss.
shoulder.
It's not a loss.
We almost lost Rianne.
it's not
Okay,
a
everyone.
loss.
Number one
We
thing.
can bring it back. It can be. You
It
should
can
have
be
seen
brought
it.
back.
You should have seen it the last time it broke. They called it a loss then. I didn't.
What you notice that as Tommy is basically freaking out with the bag of flour over his head, Tobin is still standing behind Tommy, but you notice when you look over towards him, you catch each other's eye for a moment, and there's definitely a look of concern from him towards you. But then he kind of, once he realizes you're looking at him, he kind of shirks back away and looks away. But you can definitely tell there was a real moment of concern from him, but he's still kind of holding on to something.
Tobin was concerned for me.
No,
Or is he
concern
concerned that
Rain.
Tommy?
He doesn't care about you, Bo. My best. No, it was Rain. He was looking at Rain.
Oh, he's concerned for Rian. Okay.
Yeah. You know the one who nearly died, not
Oh.
just lost the possession.
I didn't lose it
Yeah.
yet. I still have it.
Yeah. Okay.
Tommy kind of cautiously, like, he reaches a hand out for Rianne, be like, "Are you okay?" Like, wants to help her up, but is also very cautious, like very like he's trying to be nice, but you see a little shake in his hand, like, "You need help up?"
Reach up and take Tommy's hand. The cake was a lie. The cake was a lie. I'm just gonna keep repeating that over and over.
Tommy kind of pulls her to her feet.
Okay. So, Rian, as you're experiencing this at the moment, you're kind of wondering why the crowd outside, as far as you're concerned, are getting really, really loud. But you seem to be the only one experiencing these sounds. No one else seems to be reacting to this. So as far as you're concerned, maybe the crowd outside is getting very loud, or there's a lot of distraction going on, or people clattering like metal together, or a lot of people shouting at each other. But when you look across the room, no one seems to be talking. So you don't quite know
Can you
what's
guys
going on. But
Tell them to turn this down. Turn it down. Everybody's too loud.
Turn. What?
It's too
nobody's
loud.
down.
Rhiannon,
It's
you're
too
right.
loud.
There's
cake
nobody
was a lie.
talking. I think. What cake? Oh, that.
But a
What
good
happened in here?
Shh. I don't. She started finger painting with the cake, and it just went crazy. Lightning everywhere. Claude tried to help her, and then did help her, and it was just like it was a lot. It was a lot, man. I don't know what you were doing with your banjo, but it was a lot in here.
We believe that the cake was an assassination attempt on the warden of the land here.
Oh shit!
Ricard,
Attempted assassination for the birthday party tonight.
You think they're gonna think? Wait.
Ricard, with your connections, who do we go to with this information?
Tommy, I think. Well, I think this kind of kills two birds with one stone. And he looks over at Claude. Claude, I think we got to go see Father. At the end of the day, he's part of the cloak now. This basic arrangement of the 6 key pillars for the town of Daggerford. I think we got to tell Father. I say we go home, go back to our home, inform him, see what he thinks about whether the party should go ahead later on, or I don't know. Do we use it as a way to investigate this further, or do we cancel it altogether? See if we're sorry.
Just because this one failed, I don't think that means whoever is behind this is going to stop. So the sooner we act, the better.
Do we know if there's have there been other targets? Do we know if there's any other victims? Was the I know Raynar Embers, the gentleman that runs the bakery. Why would anybody go after a baker? I just can't figure that out. You know.
There's no way he didn't know about secret compartments with fingers in here. I can't believe that he wasn't in on something.
He got in too deep with somebody.
And then who's the one that stopped him? Why did they murder him? That's the real weird.
Have there been any other deaths, mysterious deaths, prominent figures?
Not really that I know of, or been out, came to find you guys, in Flattery. I'm almost kind of wondering, is it a good thing that Raynar's dead? Is it a friend of my, the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Or do you think we're dealing with something bigger here? I don't. I think at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna go see Father. You can come with me, of course. I know he'd love to see you. And then we can basically figure out what we want to do from there. The party is still at the moment going on tonight, so we got to figure out if that's going to go ahead or not. And yeah, that would be my idea. That's what I'm going to be doing. So what you and your friends want to do from there is your choice, but I know that's where I'm going to go next with this.
Can I do an insight?
Go for it.
Insight check about the murders. Just make sure Rickard's not. He seems nervous. I just want to make sure. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I'm going to check anyway. 13 plus 3, 16.
You get the feeling he doesn't know anything for definite, but he doesn't know anything for definite. But you can kind of see some machinations going on in his head. Kind of eyes are looking around Doesn't seem like he's blatantly hiding something, but he's not quite sure if he's thinking of coincidences or rumor or anything. So you get the feeling there's something else in his head, but he doesn't know if it's. It doesn't seem like it's a blatant intentional lie from him. He just doesn't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of stuff going through his head. Probably one thing you do sort of figure out is that he doesn't seem that disturbed about there being a murder. So it's not like he's squeamish around blood. It's not like he's
Like he was whenever we were attacked.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to take away from.
No. Good point.
So I mean, if they did this, they try. I mean, if this is going to be an attempt on the land warden, True Storm, they're going to have a backup plan, right? Or has it been foiled? Either way, we got to. I mean, somebody's got to be there.
I don't think this is going to stop them from making another attempt just because this one failed.
I mean, I'd like to be there just for the show of it. Like, it'd make a great story.
Yeah.
Right, well, I guess.
I think we should go.
Maybe we should go see your papa.
Yeah, I think we gotta go see your
What do you
dad.
think,
We
Claude?
need more people on our side. There's murders going around the city.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone roll a perception check for me, please.
Perception?
Yes, please.
Beautiful.
And-
Starting
There
off
you are.
strong. 4.
And for Claude, sorry.
Okay. Bo, still distracted by the potential destruction and damage being caused to your banjo.
Yeah.
You seem to be a bit more involved
Assessing
in that
it.
at the moment. Claude,
10.
10. Rian,
10.
Tommy,
21.
Oh,
Logan,
14.
and I'll ask Tell, but I won't stick around in case he doesn't hear it. Cool. Tommy, you outside, basically you start to notice that a lot of the hustle and bustle has sort of returned to the general area outside the streets. But you start to hear a little bit of bickering along with some small bells. There's a couple of people bickering with each other, and you can hear like small bells ringing. Okay? Logan, you can hear a little bit further down the street. There's a little bit of clapping, a little bit of woohoo, yoo, woo, woo, and a little bit of music is playing down the street.
Okay.
Is that in the alley or in the front of the building that I was?
Front of the building, so basically across the road from
Okay.
you. Yeah, so across the road, a little bit further down the thing, because it was quite a high score. So it's a little bit further towards the tavern, the Foolish Captain. So you can kind of hear that sort of happening. There's a little bit of a bickering back and forth. You kind of hear like murmuring voices, and then, but every so often, as this argument is getting more and more heated, you hear little bells, ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, as this is happening over and over again. Okay.
Hey, do
So
you guys know where
basically,
to find-
the guard is coming out. He's basically escorting you out of the building because, right, thank you very much for, your investigation is really going to help us going forward, but we got to secure the site now. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Mr. Marcel, he's looking towards Rickard. You understand what position I'm in. I have to get the shop closed. We got to contain this as much as we can. We've been able to control the crowd enough outside. Would I be able to ask you to move you and your friends on from there? Rickard basically understands, absolutely, and he's going to walk out, but you can see he's looking back. He's basically gesturing for you guys to come out with him, but he's going to walk out. He's not going to wait for you. He's walking straight out into the street himself.
Both following with banjo in hand. Hey, Rickard, do you know where I could find maybe a music shop, some type of a handyman, woodworker, anybody?
Yeah, there's a couple of different options. Probably near our home, in the Sheath. So to you, that would be the middle tier of the town. You find some more craftsmen, some more specialist individuals skillsman who probably will be able to help. I don't personally know where there's a music one, but I won't be surprised if there's going to be one there. The tier you're on at the moment, the belt of Daggerford, is more general supplies and sort of large volume custom, as opposed to the tier 2. The sheath is more specialist crafts.
Fantastic. Yeah.
More services. So yeah, so I think that's probably going to be what's a bit more relevant for you, and it's actually on the way.
Hey guys, come on! What do you gotta say? We can find a shop to fix my banjo on the way.
You must really love that banjo.
It's my grandfather's banjo. I thought I already emphasized that. This banjo is more important to me.
We really need more noise.
As we were obviously we were in the kitchen and we made our way back to the bakery. Tommy picked up the bag of coins and the wooden coin that had been left on the table and specifically hand them to Claude and say, "Your dad might need these for more evidence," and specifically hands it to him. No sleight of hand, makes it very. Here you go, buddy. As we headed back out through.
But Claude takes it. He doesn't suspect anything.
Okay.
He's trusting.
Good.
He takes it.
Okay, cool. So whoever's making their way out into the town square, Tommy, you know what you heard. Logan, you know what you heard. Nobody else knows really of that at the moment. They're sort of more distracted with being herded out of the shop. And Bo,
Fluffy buddy, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it, buddy.
With his focus,
no alerts show up, but thank you.
Fixing the banjo. So
it's on the way, right?
Yeah,
it is the way.
All right. To my home, I think, and music shop, I suppose.
Okay. So as you're basically walking down the street at the moment, anybody can point out what you're going to say. If we remember our map from the last time, I'm not going to touch the pictures. I'll just sort of describe it. You're walking down the street.
We have his camera working. His other camera was being weird.
You're picking up on that little bit of clapping, that little bit of.
And we can't get it to him to show his screen at the same time.
You can see a small number of people are crowded around.
We're okay for this session. You don't have to drive over right this minute.
With light blue skin, basically kind of bouncing it out a bit. There, you can't see anything because there's people standing in front of him. But he's tall enough that you can kind of see him jumping about. There seems to be entertaining these people. And there on your right hand side, and Tommy, as you're continuing towards the tavern, you are starting to hear these bells a little bit more. They're starting to get a little bit more frantic, these bells, as you're going along. And this kerfuffle, this bickering seems to be getting a little bit louder, a little bit clearer for you.
So I can't do it. Can I do a perception check to see if I see it specifically, or is it like a?
So you don't need to, but the way you're traveling, you know it's getting louder because of where you're traveling. You can't see anything at the moment.
Okay.
But you get the feeling it's because it's around a corner. You know, that sort of thing. You can hear where something is, but it's just over there. It's just not in your eye line yet, but you are walking in that general direction.
Okay. Tommy's not. It's not a concerning thing to him because Tommy's been around busy docks and busy port towns before, so it's just all of noise together. So it's not like a standout thing for him. He's observant, but not like I need to find out what that is. Kind of.
Totally understand. Okay, fantastic.
We're already heading in that direction, right?
Yes, so you're heading in the direction. So the way we had the map was, I'll kind of describe it. This is where the flour, the bakery was. Tavern's over here. You're kind of come out, you're walking this way towards it, and you're basically going to go up this way. Tommy, this is where you can kind of hear the sound. Logan, this is where you can hear the sound and see a little bit of people interacting down here on this side. And what we can sort of happen from there. So, Logan, is there anything you want to do?
Can I go and investigate what's making the sound?
Yeah, of course. So there's a couple of people sounding the sound, and as you start to get there, you start to hear a very, very familiar sound because you've hung around now with Bo for quite a while. You're starting to hear a very pleasant banjo sound. There's a banjo player, and you start to see a sign in front of him as you kind of go through, and this is George the traveling bard. Okay. George the traveling bard is basically he's conducting away, he's entertaining. There's a few small coins in front of him, and that's what's entertaining the people at this moment in time. So that's basically what you see.
Okay, so I got street music. Okay.
Yeah, street music, street performer. Yeah.
Can I try to do a perception check since I also know the twang of a banjo?
Correct.
I know
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
hear it inside the building, but now that we're
Yeah, so it's going to be just roll with advantage because you're right, because a banjo would tweak your ear very easily.
sounds good. 19.
Yeah, perfect. You're starting to hear this banjo now. You're starting to hear a song. You know how to play that song. It's like wow. But I haven't actually heard somebody add those extra notes in. Like, that's actually like you're really starting to appreciate. Like, wow, I like the way you hit that chord. Like, I've kind of never heard someone create that balance before of sound. That's actually it's actually really, really. You're kind of taking a note of that. Like, maybe if I play that song again, I might try that myself.
Guys, hold on a second. I hear it. We got to double back. We got to go back that way. Do you hear it? Don't you hear the twang of the banjo?
Just
Brian, do you hear that?
Brian's got her hands clapped over her ears. Like, I don't want to hear anything anymore. It's all too loud.
Yeah.
It's too loud.
Yeah. Rian's hearing a lot of noises, but she's not hearing bells. She's not hearing banjos. Some of the sounds are becoming a little bit clearer first. Some of them starting to sound a few like some screams. She can hear stuff burning, clattering of weapons and stuff. So she almost kind of got like a panicked look about her because there's so much stuff happening around her that she can't see, but she's hearing. So, but Rian pretty much pays no attention to you whatsoever.
Yeah, whatever just happened to her, I don't know if a musical band is the right direction for her to head towards.
Okay. Well, you might have but it's a banjo. This guy might be able to lead me might be able to fix my grandpa's banjo. Or I might be able to win a new banjo. Might be able to play. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, Neville went down to Georgia.
where?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe be able
Neville went down
to.
to Daggerford.
Might be a little competitive spirit in me. I might be able to outplay him for that banjo. What do you guys think?
Wow, you think George, the banjo player, might have the ability to make a deal?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'd like to see that.
You want to go over there with me, Logan? We can go
I'll
check
go
it out.
with you. Yeah.
Rian, you don't seem up for it. You might want to see. You might need a drink. You look like you need a drink.
Might need 10.
Just
gonna go-
real quick, did Radish's camera freeze for anybody else again?
Yes, with his.
It's on a
With
nice big
lovely
smile.
smile.
with the smile on, it's
Wow.
such a genuine smile. But the longer it stays there, the creepier the smile gets. If you just keep staring at it, it's so funny. It's such a nice,
must-
genuine, like good
yeah.
picture smile. But then when you stare at it longer and longer, it's like
Yeah.
it's like evil
Yes.
intention
Step
smile.
into my trap.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, yes.
It's perfect.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Expect the banjo.
Yeah, I'm gonna head. I'm gonna head in that direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with him.
Right. So we have Logan and Bo at the very least going over towards the crowd of the
I'm gonna
banjo
let
player.
Rickard know too that I'm heading over
Yeah.
there. I don't know.
Rickard's kind of out in front, so Rickard's really not sort of paying attention to you. He's almost sort of making a brisk walk towards his side. He knows what he's doing, so he's away.
Well, that's rude.
Claude, how much further is your dad's place from here? From this main hub?
About a stone's throw. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I'll ask you, but, like, through Radish.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Claude. Yeah, Claude. You tell me how far it is away.
I don't know.
Yeah, come on. You got this.
All right. So go forward 3 blocks, take a left, then a right. Okay, you're gonna go around the plaza, head north as the crow flies, and it's the mansion on the right.
Mansion on the right. All right, Logan, you got that?
Yeah.
It's cover family crest.
Tommy, you also basically figure while Claude's giving the directions is that Rickard's probably walking in that direction. So if you wanted to know where he's going, Rickard's probably the way to go.
I was more of trying to, for the guys that are peeling off for the George event, for them to be able to meet back up with us, because Tommy's still heading the direction with Rickard and everything. So it was
show them the family crest so they can ask a guard if they get lost. The guard will be like, "Oh, I know where that is," and point them in the right direction, because
Excellent.
Claude is not directionally.
I actually have a picture. Of the emblem, but for this sake, you remember the way it looks because Rickard had it on a banner when he met you guys. That was the banner you saw coming from quite a while.
Yes.
Yep. So that is the Marcel Merchantry, is what you know his.
Crip, thank you very much for the raid, buddy. Sorry I didn't recognize that. I don't have any alerts on, but I appreciate it. Welcome in, man. Welcome in for some D&D, everybody.
Claude's pretty confident that he gave clear directions, clear as day. It all makes sense in his head.
Perfect sense. Yeah. The way anybody does when they're describing home. Yeah. Okay. So, Rian is pretty distracted at the moment.
I'm good, buddy. Thank you.
Rian, probably who do you think you're following the most? Like you're sort of almost sort of sensory overload at the moment. So you're probably just picking almost like a set of boots. Like you're keeping your head down. There's a set of boots of somebody. Who do you think you're sort of sticking close to?
Do I happen to see Tobin on the ground following anybody?
Tobin's still close to Tommy at the moment.
Just following the dog and
okay,
trudging.
Following the dog. Perfect. Cool. Tommy, then that's you sort of making the decision for you, Tobin and Rian at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'm still definitely following. Well, trying to catch back up to Ricard now. Is it Ricard or Regard? Ricard, right?
Ricard.
Yeah, with a C.
Yeah.
Regard him as Ricard.
Yeah, so I kind of like, as they're kind of peeling off, I do like a quick stop just to ask that question to Claude, and then turn. Once I see that he's giving directions of stuff, I'm heading back in the direction that I know Ricard was going.
Okay. Cool. As you go back that way, you do notice that those bells and things that you're hearing, and you're starting to hear a bit more of an argument going. He goes, "No, I'm second. You're third. There's no way I'm following you." Blah 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 blah. Rah. Basically, a bit of a kerfuffle, a bit of an argument as you kind of run past and follow towards Ricard. Okay. Tell, we're going to say, is with Bo and Logon at the moment, because Bo and Tell basically seem to be the current tandem that we're going to work with.
He's my new assistant.
Yeah, your assistant. Okay, Claude, which way are you going?
I'm headed with my brother in the group.
Headed with your brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like this is an important matter we need to discuss.
Cool. As you're going across that way, you are also starting to hear bells and arguments and stuff. But as you're sort of walking by and walking along, that's absolutely fine. What you do also notice as well is to your right, to the other side of the tavern, with your very much focus on justice and what's right and what's wrong and people being in danger, somebody panicking, right? You hear somebody panicking, let me go, what, no, I almost got away, no, come on, no. And you turn around and you see someone basically with two guards either side, one guard either side of them, pretty much being held up underneath the armpit and being kind of dragged away, their feet at the bottom. Their feet are dripping. There's a trail of water basically behind them as they're being dragged off the other side of the tavern. So if the tavern was over here, Ricard, Tommy, Rian, and Tobin are going off this way, and you see somebody being dragged off this way. Okay?
Claude feels the sudden urge to insert himself into this situation.
Okay.
Gross.
Claude. So obviously, I'll take that there. But what does Claude actually want to do? Is he going to follow Ricard, or is he going to investigate that?
You know your way home.
Yeah, I'm not worried about getting lost. Just realistically, can I do an insight check to see if this person sounds like they're telling the truth, or is it just somebody trying to weasel their way out of a
Of course, yeah, of course.
out of a predicament?
I think that's pretty natural. You would want to figure out what you think is happening before you just randomly follow.
Excuse me,
They get
citizen.
dragged away by the guards. I'm not going to make assumptions on either side. Oh shit! 19 plus 3 for a 22 on insight.
Yep. He is absolutely panicked. He just he's terrified. So you get the sense of fear and sense in him and what he's saying. He hasn't really told you a lot that you can kind of determine as a lie or not, but you do get a genuine sense of fear in his voice at that what he was doing he believed was right. He's not even really interacting with the guards as much. He's just freaked out about what he was trying to do and what he wanted to achieve.
Okay. Claude kind of just gets distracted all of a sudden by the panic sounds of this citizen, and walks over and hails the guards. Do I have anything that do I have an emblem or something that distinguishes me as part of the house, so these guards don't just think I'm a random citizen?
Yeah, you can.
I don't think.
What do you think Claude would have that would have Marcel on it?
Probably like an armband or something.
Yeah. Okay. Initially, when the guards hear you coming up behind them, they're very dismissive because, excuse me, citizen, we're dealing with something here. We've got an escaped convict here. Just stay back. Keep your distance. Keep your distance. Any further trouble.
What is this man accused of exactly?
Well, he's escaped from captivity. He hasn't served his time. He's tried to escape, and worse than that, you're not actually going to believe it. Worse than that, he was in the waters. He was trying to swim away, and after what happened to Shellberg, we just had to get him out of the water as soon as possible. You've heard about Shellberg, right?
I was there for it.
There.
I very much know what happened in Shellberg.
Oh my God! Right. Well, yeah. Well, you can understand why we had to get him out of the water. I've heard stories about it. It was 100.
Sorry,
feet,
chat. Discord's being weird with the
feet.
cameras.
It was 3 dragons. There were all sorts of colors. There were green and red, and wow, it was crazy.
It was quite a spectacle. And Claude will turn to the citizen and say, "Did you do what you've been accused of? You were escaping?"
This individual is so panicked and disheveled looking. They're very, very weak looking. So you get the feeling that the guards are having no real trouble picking this person up. They're very, very light. They're very skinny. The clothing is basically almost the equivalent of rags. Basic tunics, that sort of stuff. There's markings around the neck, markings around the wrists, and there's markings around the ankles.
Markings as in he was chained, or he's got...
Yeah, bruising that you would determine praise from chains.
And he's not responsive?
He's not really paying attention to you. He's almost frantically looking around. And you can tell there's very little energy in him. Pretty much all of his energy got spent on the attempted swim. That's why it's no real bother for these guards to transport him back.
But what was his crime?
That's above my pay grade, sir. I'm just here to enforce the law. You can see he's clearly supposed to be somewhere else. That's not in the water. My first priority was get him out of the water. We don't want another Shellberg here. So to be honest, I'm not paid enough to be the judge.
Do I know, is that a concern? Is it like Shellberg where the water is kind of forbidden?
No, you've never heard of this. Like, you get the feeling that it's only because of Shellberg. Because Daggerford's a port town as well, so
Yeah.
lots of boats and stuff normally happening here. If anything, that's probably been one of the key things you've noticed in terms of a missing sound in the area. You're just not seeing a lot of these boats actually moving. Like there's a lot of hub and activity around the ports, but it's not ships moving in and out. So this is not a standard Daggerford law. This is a reaction.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. What they do notice your armband, and so and they both quickly, with one arm, they do salute you, and say, "Pass on our regards to your father, sir. Congratulations on his promotion to the cloak. We hope to continue serving him for the rest of our duties."
Do they seem? I'm just gonna roll inside again. Do they seem
Of
genuine?
course. Yeah,
Well, I'm
yeah.
kind of suspicious now of this assassination attempt.
Yeah, they see, obviously without you rolling, but from the look of it, they seem very, very genuine. You can roll insight in terms of you actually want to assess it.
Okay.
But
It was just an 11.
yeah, so as far as you're concerned, they saw your armband, and in direct response to that, they saluted you, and they do seem genuine about being pleased that your father's been promoted.
Carry on with the fine work, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, and with that, they continue to drag off the citizen, the wet citizen, off in the direction of what you know to be basically. You don't actually know what's over there. You know there's warehouses and things over there, but what confuses you, if anything, is that there's no real jail cell
There's no prison over there.
over there. But this individual's very, very light, so they're making a lot of distance away from
Okay.
you.
Can I watch them for a second as they go? I'm not going to follow them, but just kind of remember where they're going.
Yeah, so you know where the tavern is, and they're going down that way. So if I was to give Claude type directions, it looks like they're going to take a right and then a left and then a plaza and then a north. That's a curve. Yeah, whichever. So they're going towards an area that's more known for warehousing close to the ports. So this area to the, let's call it the north of the tavern, is almost where you'd start entering the tier 2 district. This area to the south is more towards the ports.
Okay. He had markings around his neck, his ankles, and his feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You do know there is a jail, and there are jails and there are prisons. It is a large town after all, so there is a need for law enforcement. Maybe they're taking a long way around, because it is sort of more to the far side of the belt of this layer, so they could be going in that direction. But your first assumption is that if somebody's walking that way, they'd probably be going to the ports.
Okay. Claude's going to follow them. Claude's just going to follow at a distance.
Okay.
He'll catch up.
Perfect. Cool. Let's go with Bo and Logan. Bo and Logan, you've appeared at the sign, and there's a large light blue tiefling character jamming away on a particularly fancy-looking instrument. And I'd love to be able to show you that picture, but I don't think it's going to work.
You could try it. What about sending it through general chat?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me check.
Discord's being so mean today.
Yeah.
God, I just opened up general.
Oh, the smiling. I'm just trying to get the best picture for. Oh, it's back. But I'm trying to get the best picture for.
Oh, I'm only seeing that now as well.
For Oh, okay.
I've caught him. I keep trying to leave because I leave and I come back and it works for a couple seconds and then it goes into he's frozen again with a smile. There was a concentration face I had him on for a minute, and then
again. I gotta clip this.
There's I keep catching him in all these different poses.
Okay, so there is a blue tiefling character who has a particularly fancy looking instrument, almost like a type of. It looks very similar to a banjo, but
Chad, I won't be able to show this
almost
picture right
more
now, but I'll make
flamboyant.
sure I include it in my
Yeah.
YouTube
I'm
video.
gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean back to or look back at Logan and tell him like, all right, I think I know this guy.
Oh, really?
I think I got this, but
Yeah.
if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
I hope you guys have my back.
Do you know how to play
So
one of those
you-
things?
What's that?
Do you know how to play one of those things?
I know how to
Instrument?
play everything. Don't you
Okay,
worry about that,
okay.
buddy.
And
I can pick it
basically,
up.
with this, the continuing on, and the eyes are closed, and the fingers are going crazy, plucking away at the strings, strumming up and down the line. Some notes, some chord changes are being hit that you don't really know about. You haven't really seen a lot. You think you could do, maybe the ego's starting to kind of press you a little bit, and I think I could probably do that, but still a pretty impressive role, a pretty impressive play to date, and the crowd is eating it up. The donations are getting more and more. Like, it started off as a few coppers, and there's a couple of more coppers coming in, and silver or so has been thrown in. So this guy's making a pretty good haul just on this one song so far. What you've noticed as well is this solo he's been on has probably been going for about the last like 3 or 4 minutes. He is just like in the moment, loving this. And as we're going along, rolling up there, if you were to sit patiently, you probably get the feeling, Bo, you've seen this sort of lost in the moment, lost in the music expression before. You
Yeah.
kind of get the feeling if you could just sit here, and this guy could probably do another solo for like another 5 minutes. Easy. Easy. He's just, and as far as he's concerned, he doesn't know what's going on around. He's just loving the experience.
And as much as I would like to interrupt it, I still respect the art. So I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna let him finish.
You're gonna let him finish? That's absolutely fine. Okay, cool. So this continues on, and when you get to the like at different points, like this musical, it's a roller coaster. It is. It picks up in pace. It slows down every so often. You look at the crowd, and there's some people that are actually like wiping away tears.
Yeah.
At some of this that's happening. You've people rummaging around in their pocket. They've no more coins to give. Like they have nothing more to give this performer, and they're just having to walk. And some people are just like, if you could see somebody's breath being taken away, not figuratively, like literally being taken away. There's people that are having to remind themselves to breathe. There's other people having to remind themselves to blink. It's just stunning. And there are so many compliments coming in for this performer. And you just constantly hear with, he is probably the best I've ever heard. Like, unrivaled. Like, I don't think I want to hear music anymore. Like, it's just, this is it. Have I really peaked hearing music? And there's so many of these compliments, and they're just like life-changing. People are walking away after this. They don't know what to do with the rest of their day. Like, they're just stunned. And finally, with a blink, comes out of this almost mini trance that he was in. As he finishes his song, and all you hear is just this last flail of the hands going across the notes, and takes a little bow and composes himself. Just sits down on the ground, composes himself.
As he's finishing, I'm gonna try. So taking note of the performance that he did, I'm going to push through the crowd with my my flute, my pan flute, and I'm going to start I'm going to try to continue on like with
Yeah.
his performance, kind of like play off of it and continue in the
Mhm.
same style, but now with a pan flute. So was it more?
Yeah.
Was it an upbeat? Was it? How was it? Was it? You said it was a roller coaster, so it was a roller coaster of
Yeah,
emotions.
yeah.
So I'm
So,
gonna.
so at what point in the roller coaster did you join into the song? Did you get it at a high moment? Did you get it at a somber moment?
Well, you said that it was probably
How's
going on for 3 or 4 minutes before that,
yeah,
and you.
yeah, yeah,
So I probably only came in. I don't know, probably midway, huh?
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
So
So, yeah. So you want to join into the performance?
I'm at
Um,
least gonna I'm gonna make myself known. I after
mhm.
hearing the performance and listening to it, I know that this is almost a masterpiece, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just gonna try to step in and see what I can,
Okay.
where I can be.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool. Have you got an inspiration die from the last time?
No.
Well, you do now. So, because this is what Bo's here to do.
Yeah.
Bo's got a performance. Roll for performance check.
That would be a 19.
Yeah. So, what catches George the Bard off guard is this almost seamless integration of a flute harmony in with his in with his things, and you find yourselves back and forth jamming.
Yeah.
Basically, you'd hit some notes, he'd hit some notes,
Mm-hmm.
you'd hit some notes, he'd hit some notes to change it up again, and you're matching with him back and forth. Okay, so going back and forth, he's meeting you every step of the way. Can you give me another performance check?
Of course. That is gonna be a 25.
Yeah, and as he starts to hit notes and changing paces and sort of 3 beat, 4 beat, 5 beat, all of a sudden you're hitting like 6 beat, 8 beat. The changes, some of the changes in the tones and the story you're able to tell with this is just is really sparking this guy's interest. You can tell him almost like, if anything, there's a little bit of confused look because he's wondering, is it the guy or is it the flute that's doing this? Like, so he's kind of wondering, he's kind of had people come up to him before, and he's like, okay, what's this guy's play? Like, is he? And you see him every so often look down at the money in the hat or the scarf that he has down below. So he's sort of wondering, like, are you making a play towards his money? Like, are you taking away from the attention that he has? And from there, he basically just hits a couple more notes and then decides to kind of give up to you to, in the eternal musician language, unspoken word of, you get to hit the final notes, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So with your 25, you hit all the notes that you want, and you bring your performance to an end. And the crowd are going absolutely nuts. Like, absolutely nuts. The size of the crowd doubled in the time that you had, because this harmony, and they're like, wow, this, this tandem, what's the name of this duo? You can hear this rabble back and forth as people sort of talking to each other, and just round of applause. More money is coming in towards George's cap.
Yeah.
And people are starting to disperse naturally as the song finishes.
Of course, I'm going to give a big bow, a nice bow, and introduce George the Bard. Be like, thank you, everybody. That was George the Bard, all George. This is performance by him.
And please pass on my regards to my partner here, famously known as
Bo.
Of course,
Bo.
Bo. And just goes, and then as the people sort of dissipate, and he just sort of takes a seat and says, well, it's not often I come across someone who has immense talent. That's a fine instrument that you have there, and you can tell he's really sort of looking at this flute,
Thanks for
Um,
thank you. This is actually my mother's flute. I come from my family. They were always all very instrumentally profound, and
yeah.
that's where I
Wow.
learned it all. It's not even the instrument I'm most capable with. I have this banjo here. As you can see, it's not in
Yeah.
quite its most pristine form, but
Right. Yeah.
and yeah, your performance was
Yeah.
exemplary.
Ooh, right back at you, my new friend. Um, I, I thankfully I've made a deal, and you can see him. He goes to take, 5, 6 silver pieces that are in the cap, and he goes, "I'd like to give this to you because I think that's fair for your performance. Would you accept this payment for today for your share of today's entertainment?"
Oh no, that was your hard-earned money. I just found an opportunity to step in and
Okay.
just
Yeah.
enjoy the jam, the performance. Seemed like
Well,
it could have just
as you know, us performers, we very often have to deal with, oh, it's good exposure. People trying not to pay us for our performances. So,
Mhm.
how about a small wager, my friend?
a wager.
A wager. So we have the entire contents of this cap of cash,
Yeah.
which I believe, if I look at it quickly, probably equals, probably good 8, 9 gold altogether with our pieces. But how about we also play the classic case of um, Maestro Jewel, where if I win, I get your flute,
My mother's flute.
your mother's flute, because I think it's an exemplary piece of equipment. If you
Would you
win,
then put your instrument on the line?
exactly, that's the classic rules of the Maestro Jewel. So, and I'd be willing to sign. I'd be willing to basically give a written confirmation that is your instrument and yours to keep. And as you do this, you basically notice his particular equipment, like it's sparkling, like it is so well maintained. There's inlay on it. There's almost like gold threads through it, intricate designs on it. Is your flute is it particularly?
No, it's nothing.
Fancy?
I mean,
No?
it's
No?
just it's a reed.
Yeah.
My mother made. I mean, just
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
growing up. I mean,
Okay.
it's not the most gorgeous one, but it's functionally very, very well made.
Yeah. Yeah. So from there, my friend, it seems to be a bit of a question. There's your sentimental instrument, or there's this what I believe to be this clearly superior musical contraption.
Yeah.
What say you?
It sounds like an interesting deal. Now, can I do an insight check on him to see if there's like anything, I don't know, amiss?
Yeah.
All right, I'm doing insight.
DM dangles the
14.
carrot.
See, I'm trying to pick up on anything like
What'd you
grifty.
score?
Was that?
Oh, 14.
A 14. Yeah. This is not the first time he's played this game. Like, you thought it was maybe a little bit quick that he came in with this deal, but you do acknowledge that he is looking at that flute of yours with particular interest as well. So he's pretty quick to the deal, but you do get the feeling that he does actually want to win your flute.
All right, sir, I accept your challenge. But before we do, I will do a proper introduction. I am Bo Duck, long for Bo, also a bard. And you are, I've heard through the crowd, George.
Yes. Yes. So I'm George the Bard.
George the Bard.
George the Bard.
The
I
name
know.
is not
I
befitting
know.
of such talent.
Thank you. I find my original name of George the Magnificent. It didn't really attract me many gigs.
Yeah.
So
A little pompous.
Oh, well, that's unfortunately not the first time I've heard that. But okay.
Trash talking.
Okay, right. I thought okay.
But it is fitting of your talent. That's all. I mean, it might not come off right in paper, but
Yeah. Okay.
sorry, I like to speak my mind. It kind of popped out. I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
no,
insult you.
it's okay. I don't really do well with rejection.
Yeah.
So sorry, it just brought up a
All right, so we.
brought up a lot of stuff.
Well, I apologize. I didn't mean to hit such a hard note.
Okay. Do you mind if I have a moment to kind of
Of course, compose yourself.
me.
I was playing the mental games.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right.
So, so we have the terms. How are we going to judge who win? Is it
I think
whoever can draw the biggest crowd? Because we've already bled them dry,
Yeah.
so to speak.
I think it's one of those ones where we could decide amongst each other. We could get an audience of our peers.
No, I'd love to do that. An honest, interpretation of who won between the two of us.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to do it in the tavern? What do you think? No time like the present, or would you like a grander stage?
Well, might be a little easier if we did. Yeah, let's go to a new venue, tavern. Let's see if we can strum up some business there.
Okay. Basically, what you find is you make your way towards town. George, like the moment you said, "Let's go to the tavern," he'd already started to walk away. He scooped up all the coins and he was like, "Bang!" right the way in there. Okay. When you walk into the tavern, everybody goes, "George!" Like this is home field advantage for George. Like he is known in here. Like he's just walked in and he's like, "And we have a new challenger."
Great.
A brand new maestro, and the crowd is going, "George, George, 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 George." And he's decided to go for the crowd appeal as our decision of winner. And the place is going crazy. And it's like, and our reigning champion, George. And the place goes nuts, absolutely insane. And the challenger, Bo. Nothing. A barman dropped a glass, and that got more of a reaction. Everyone went, "Whoa," the glass dropping. Nothing for you whatsoever.
That's fine.
It hurts even more that Logan and Telemus also booed you for some reason. I'm just kidding. Completely joking.
This is solitary.
I'm gonna take the stage then.
Okay, cool. As our challenger, you get to pick the first tune. You get to start us off. Hit us up. So there's basically, we're going to go for a joyful sound, a melancholy sound, and a freestyle.
Melancholy, and a freestyle.
Yeah, something that tells the tale of where you've been and how you've got to this day.
In the back of the tavern, play Freebird.
A classic.
Yep.
And it also tells the tale of sort of where I've been.
Where you've been. Logan, while you're here at the moment, you can assist Bo's performance and tell as your assistant, brightly but dully dressed in his beautiful gear, is assisting your performance.
Wonderful.
Because he's stuck with you during this time, so he's actually going to be able to support your scores. So, Tell being there, basically, he's going to add a 3 to every score that you have. Okay?
Okay.
And then, depending on what Logan chooses to do and how he maybe tries to influence the crowd or influence the performance of any stage, or how he wants to add to that, can support your score as well, depending on what he wants to contribute after your roll.
Yeah. Logan, do you want to... I know you like to hang back, but any chance you want to come on stage with me?
Oh my God,
I'll
the
take
stage
that as a
fright.
no,
The
sir.
Stage fright, sir.
That's okay. So Logan's in the crowd. So Logan is
The
very
answer I
much...
needed.
He is by far the loudest supporter for you, but that's because there is no other supporter for you in the crowd.
Yeah,
That's
me
all
and
right.
Lynch.
Just
Logan
keep...
just jumps to the rafters. Just I don't know, man. I don't want to go on that stage.
Logan has stage fright.
That's fine.
I don't know if Tommy would have even gone on that stage.
Bo doesn't, and he's gonna go on stage. And if you can think of out of character, happy.
Yep.
If you can think of anything to help, don't
Yeah, I'm
don't
thinking
worry
right
if you
now.
can't. Bo's
Yeah,
got
don't
this.
worry about it. Yeah. Okay.
Got this.
Can
All
I
right,
just shoot him in the knee with an arrow?
that's plan B.
Maybe he can snipe one of the strings on the
yeah.
on the guy's loot.
Yeah, that's we'll call that plan B or C.
I used to be
Okay,
a bard until I took an arrow to the
All right, so I'm gonna start my performance slow because you
Yeah.
said first one was melancholy, right?
Melancholy. Yeah.
Okay. So it's gonna be
Melancholy,
slow.
joyful, and then the story of where you've been and how you've got here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
So give me a performance check.
Yeah. Oh fuck. That is an 8 plus the 3 from Tell.
Yep.
So 11.
Okay. And you've got your inspiration die if you want to use it as well.
I'm gonna use. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. That's a D6.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that right now. I don't want to start out
Mm-hmm.
bad. So that is a 14.
Okay. And Logan, how do we assist a melancholy sound?
Oh,
That's okay. Don't be worried about that. So
Yeah, no,
I
I
think
can't
one,
think
I think one of the
I
things you
was
want to do
gonna-
is so I think probably one of the things you could do is try to get tears going in the crowd. You know, you want to really build up this feeling. You want to create this feeling in the crowd of somber and sadness. So with that there, that's okay. And basically, while it is a extremely strong performance, starting off, Bo, you do get a little bit of reaction. The hometown favorite from here, they're just eating up everything that George has to say, and he has several people in tears. So
man.
he basically takes the first round. So the place goes crazy. So in what as you know, obviously, the master duelist, you know it's best out of 3. So it's 1-0 at the moment to George the Bard.
All right.
Okay. This time, however, this time though, George has to do a happy song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But his melancholy sound was so profound that he hasn't been able to lift a single smile on the crowd.
Oh no.
Okay. So his performance, while technically very, very astute, doesn't seem to have garnered the reaction that you would have expected. So can you give me a performance check for your joyful sound?
So for this, I'm also going to actually. So I was playing with my pan flute on the first one.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch it up this time and add a. So instead of my flute, I'm going to switch to the drum that I have.
Excellent.
I have a hand drum, so that
Yep.
way I'm also able to put in uplifting lyrics too, like a funny story.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Give us a roll.
Yeah. So that is a 24.
Excellent. Like you actually, as you were doing your almost limerick, your song, as you kind of went through, you started to hear a couple of chuckles, and that was building up and getting some more momentum with that. And by the end of it, people are just hysterically laughing. There's some stop. Okay, you went woo, boo, 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 boo. So you clearly take round two. Okay? And now this is going to be back and forth. It's 1-all. Performance off. All of the musical notes are there, ready to go. The story of how you came to be. Okay.
Now at this time, I'm going to cast Mage Hand to play my drum, and I'm also going to play my pan flute.
Excellent. Fantastic. Describe the way Tell is dancing. How is Tell basically at the moment is almost kind of like miming your life story as it goes along. So things like you being on the swamp trails and playing along, and he's ringing along, and his little bells on the end of his hats, which don't ring that well anymore, because they were starting to get annoying for everybody in the last. In the bakery.
He's really hamming it up. He's really taken to the Bo cosplay, to heart, and he's really
and you can tell he's really trying his best here. It's not his natural sort of state, but he knows the importance to you of this instrument, so that's why he's kind of giving it all that he's got. One of his eyes, he's been rubbing at it, like you can tell he was crying as all, like he's just been rubbing away at one of his eyes, almost like one of his eyes got injured, like he's rubbing at his eye that much that it almost seems like it's sore, but he's just still giving it everything that he's got with that. Okay,
all right,
so you've got your Mage Hand, you've got your flute, you've got your artist here at the same time. What do you roll?
What do I roll? That is 14 plus 6, so 20. And then whatever additions you want to add for.
So Tell was another 3, so
yeah,
23
so
on that. Okay. And if someone was listening to George play, and they were like, if I was to pick a number of how I would describe, how I'd rate this, I'd say it was probably a 21. It's that good, but it's just not good enough for Bo, as he tells the story of how he came from the swamp and he survived the attack on Shellburg, and he is going through a murder investigation at the moment, and he found a dog, and there was so many mimics. He told the story of Flattery, the mimic town. And everybody is cracking up laughing as you end the punchline with being bitten by a sign that dropped on you, and you finish the performance by pulling down your trousers like to show where the mimic bit you on the backside, and you're like, oh my god, the place is going crazy. And George just gives you a really, really super impressive clap, and just he holds up your arm as well, like, wow, and our new champion, Bo.
It's fine with me. He's gonna ham it up. He's big bow, taking Tell's hand, like doing a double bow together. The Mage Hand is also gonna do a little.
Oh, beautiful flurry! Yes, of course.
As it disappears.
Yep. And with that there, George just walks straight up to you, offers his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Just as would you want to shake his hand?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
so
take it.
Offers his hand, shakes his hand, and just graciously looks at this beautiful lute and just goes, "Oh, the journey we've been on together." And he basically gives it a kiss, goes, But fair is fair, and you have a beautiful lute now to go with your flute and your banjo, and George just makes his way into the crowd and just kind of gives people high fives and all as they go around.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to catch back up to George.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. So he's basically just going through the crowd, so you can get up behind him quite easily. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him, tell him like, out of a show of respect, I'm gonna give him my drum. Now it's no special drum.
Yeah.
It's just it's a hand drum.
It's not your cousin's drum.
But I'm gonna tell him, hey, this is my cousin's drum.
Yeah. Well. Wow. That's amazing. This is amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, George. I'm sure you have.
Hello, performance. Yeah, I got instruments coming out,
but it's more
everywhere. But yeah,
it's more of the memory, right?
It is. It's like I think any other day, I think I would have got most people with that performance at the end. Like, did you like the way I changed up?
Oh yeah,
it was, the tone and all. I was like, I knew you'd appreciate that.
It was tremendous.
But yeah, it's just. I think all I can hope for is to hopefully see you down the road and maybe get a rematch with you one day.
Maybe.
Yeah, and just go from there, and that'd be pretty incredible.
It would be. We'll put on another show. Hopefully, maybe we can do it in my hometown tavern.
Oh, looking forward to it. But where is your hometown, by the way?
That's a good question.
And you say it, and that's fine. Because I also, at the moment, can't recall. So that's fine. So yeah, so you give it the information, and you say, you know what, down the line. See you down the line. So I think I got some drinks waiting for me. Got a pretty good haul there out in the streets, so I think I'm gonna go live it up, and I'll see you down the road, kid.
See ya.
Yeah.
Farewell, George.
Yeah. And go from there. Basically, as you're leaving the bar,
yeah,
you turn around one more time to where George is, but you can't see George anymore.
Awesome.
George is nowhere to be seen.
Very ominous.
Yeah. And going from there. Okay, cool. So we've got that. Claude has been watching the guards. Tommy has basically caught up with Rickard, and he's got Rain behind and Tobin nearby, and you're basically making your way. So you know that the way Rickard went, he took a left, then he took a right, and then he came up to a plaza, and then you figured out where north is based on how the crow flies, and he's going straight there, and it was on the right hand side. So what you notice that Claude called it a mansion, it's a good size house. Not quite sure anybody would call it a mansion, but it was definitely a good size house from the outside. And as you walk in, basically it's a nicely furnished building. There's good colors in the drapes that are around the area. You could say you could probably do a little bit of a more regular clean, a little bit more regular dusting, maybe some updating of some of the furnishings around the area. But it's a nice property.
So we walked up inside with Rickard, or was he already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you basically caught up to him and we're along the way. If there's anything you want to ask for Rickard, basically just imagine that you asked it along the way. That's fine. But that's ultimately where you're going.
Tommy's just like, pretty nice place you have here, and without even like thinking of doing, he's very much clocking anything shiny he sees around. It's just a natural instinct for him to just like check out this place.
Yeah. So what you're probably seeing in terms of most valuable stuff would be like vases and ornamental items that you can just tell have a lot of different geography to them. Almost the equivalent of almost a bit of a collector. There's some different cultural items on different sort of stands and in little alcoves around the area. you can definitely tell there's an eclectic mix of items around here. No particular theme to them, but what you do notice is how varied they are across multiple different sort of cultures. You don't even know most of the cultures that have it, but you just know visually they're definitely not aligned to each other.
Tommy, as he's kind of like checking the things and like touch, like kind of interacting with them lightly and just touching. So, who all you living with here? Ricard. I don't know why I say Ricard all the time. Ricard.
That's okay. Yep. It's just myself and my father here. Unfortunately, Claude and I's mother is no longer with us.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and has been gone for quite a while. So, I know I'm the younger brother, so I have some memories, but I do know Father used to smile a bit more. There used to be a bit more joy in his life. But you can kind of tell we try our best to keep this place. She's basically the one that did the design for it. Obviously, Father contributed financially, but you don't really expect him to be much of a decorator of sorts. So a lot of the pieces, the decorations is her input. The ornaments around here, they're Father's from his travels and from business partnerships that he's picked up over the years. So that's I think he likes to keep them almost kind of as a bit of a symbol of what he's achieved, while also being unable to sort of truly acknowledge the losses that he's had. So
Rian really wants to change the subject because
okay.
she's like feeling all of the grief and talking about lost family. So she asks Ricard, like, do you have any dragonborn spirits? I need something really strong for a drink.
Yeah, actually, see if you look over at that stand over there, and what you do notice on one of the stands is like a dragonborn sort of ornamental like headpiece is on top of one of the stands. And what you'll notice, see that little indent on the side, just press that, and what basically opens up is like a bit of a drinks cabinet. So you actually get to see as well that each of these stands has this indent. So there's basically different cultural drinks aligned with each of these different cultural pieces. So you actually recognize this style of a headpiece from your own heritage as well. So that's actually, of all the things that don't really make any sense to you, but when he says Dragonborn, you knew exactly which one it was because it's that one. It's what you recognize.
So I'll walk over and get a tall glass and start pouring from one, but then seeing some of the other bottles, just grab a couple more and just throw them all into this tall glass.
Okay. Yeah. Ricard basically leans over to Tommy and goes, is she okay?
She had a little bit of rough time.
Do we have a problem here?
No. I wouldn't. No, not a problem. She's had a little rough time in that bakery. I think she needs this one, if you know what I mean. And it kind of just like gives him a little elbow on the side.
Yeah. I get it. Okay. But okay.
She'll be good.
Just maybe keep an eye on her. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think we're okay with just make sure maybe not all of the drinks end up in that glass. They don't all mix that well. The different brand, the different sort of concoctions that they are.
Yeah, I'll
mix that well.
I'll make sure to keep an eye on her.
Classic.
Can Rian hear some of this whispering, or is he even whispering?
You can try to. He's kind of talking sideways to Tommy, so he's probably trying to keep his voice a little bit down. but it is a big open room. So it's up to yourself if you're paying attention, trying to hear, or if you're more absorbed by the drink and attempted relief. If you want, you can just roll a perception check if you want.
Sure. Maybe I'll just end up.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a 14.
Yeah, you get the gist of it. You can definitely tell it's a reaction to what you're saying. You're maybe not necessarily getting it word for word, but the fact that his voice is attempted to be a little bit hush, and he's speaking to Tommy, and you're doing this, you're able to you can't put 2 and 2 together to get 5, but you know you're at least going in the right direction. So
I'm getting a little, at least defensive, and just feeling the kind of energy shift behind me. But I turn with my drink and take a sip, and like I'm a dragonborn. If you kind of forgot, I can handle a good drink, and I just need this one. You know, I don't drink like Tommy over here.
Yeah, and at that point, Rickard basically he's just folding. Like you've shown any sort of a confrontation again. You're like, yeah, no, of course. Totally fine. At the end of the day, I pointed you where the drinks were. You know, yeah. We've seen how messy Tommy can get. And he's just like, oh, I think, what was that, Father? Nobody else has heard anything, by the way. And he's like, yeah, sorry, I'll go get my father. And he scuttles up one of the sets of stairs. Even though it's carpeted the whole way up, you can tell with the speed that he's going. That's how you hear that he's moving really quickly. He's more like really quickly up the stairs and up the corridor.
Now that he's left the room, I want to look at this headdress more closely.
That's okay. As you go to look at the headdress, what you do hear as well is you hear right behind you, just at your ankles, you hear some sniffing. So, and Tobin is right there, and Tobin's right there. He's just getting kind of closer to you, but also goes completely still as soon as you look around.
I'll just look down at him and give him a nod, like acknowledging that he's there, and working up to getting close.
That's okay. Tobin at that point kind of makes eye contact with you and just kind of steps back a little bit, but it's not like terrified. It's just more of I think I'll just okay. You get the feeling he's not quite there yet either, but he's at least checking up on you. Okay, cool. Yep. So investigation on the headdress, and if you want to come up with a couple of things maybe that you might want to know.
Yeah, Discord's being a problem, so we're just kind of trying to roll with it.
From it, let me know. I'll come back to you in 1 second just to give you a moment to think about it. I'm not going to put you on the spot, so you can have a little bit of think about that. Okay? Claude, you were
Same to
watching
you, buddy.
The guards.
Love you too, buddy.
You're still in sort of a space of they could be going towards the jail, could be the ports. What are you sort of thinking at the moment? Because you were sort of there at the moment. While you were sort of making that decision, that's around about the time you started to hear a little bit of applause from the tavern that you're nearby. You've got a little bit of a ruckus in there, and it seems to have calmed down at the moment. So basically, as you're kind of turning around, Bo, Tell, and Logan are coming out of the tavern at that time. So what do you sort of want to do, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, Claude's plan is just to see if there's what jail or prison that they're taking him to that's in the warehouse districts. It just seems like an odd direction to take this person.
Yeah. So as the guards basically made a couple of, you saw them turn off the path. Did you follow them, or were you just watching them for as long as they went?
Claude wants to follow them as far as it doesn't look like suspicious.
Okay. Can you roll stealth?
Shit.
for me. And I believe you've got heavy armor.
Yeah, I have
So
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Oh, that's not too bad. The lower was a 15.
Okay, the lower one was 15. Okay, cool. Have you waited on Bo and them, or have you decided to go on your own?
I'm gonna go on my own and just catch up in a second. Claude doesn't think it's dangerous. Just
Okay.
it's more curiosity.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I see?
Cool.
Did I see him coming out of the tavern?
Yeah. So you saw him basically do almost the equivalent of like creeping in the middle of a street, and you can kind of see him like scuttle up to like the side of a building, because it's a stealth for him. It's not really it's relatively stealthy.
Yeah.
You know, but if anyone was actually to look in his direction, to be like, look at that guy in the heavy armor creeping along the side of a building.
The
you
Pink
know?
Panther.
Yeah.
Dada.
Yep. So at that point, Bo, Tell, and Logon are there, and they've seen Claude begin to kind of creep away.
What do you think he's into? What do you think he's doing, Logan? Yeah, I didn't think.
Jeez. I don't know.
Here, let's try
man.
to keep our distance, but he looks like he's
I
into
do want to
something.
follow. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
I don't think he's.
I have no clue what he's doing, but
Let's see if he gets into some trouble.
this is interesting.
Do I
So we're-
notice them tracking me as I track these guards?
Don't
you
perception
can do,
check.
You can do a perception check, yeah.
Just curious. I just think it's funny. Damn, my rolls are on point. 17.
Yeah. Okay. Pick one. Are you paying more attention to the guards, or are you paying more attention to the people behind you?
Definitely the guards. The guards for sure.
So you don't know anybody's following you, but you do notice that although the guards went around this building, they took the second left down the alleyway of the buildings that you're looking at. This seems to be going more towards the docks. So this is further increasing your suspicion. Like, really, would you go? You wouldn't really go this way for the jail, would you? So you don't know anybody's behind you, but you do have a better idea of where they're going.
Okay. Do we see where they end up
Well-
going, or do I kind of lose them?
So they took that second left, so they've taken another corner. So you don't know where they're going at the moment. You know these streets and these roads are very windy, and there's lots of little inlets. So you know if you kind of lose sight of them for too long, you'll probably lose them. So what you can do is you can scuttle up to that entryway that you know where they're going. You don't need to roll stealth or anything. I'm still fine with the same stealth check that you had before. At this moment in time.
But yeah, I do want to keep eyes on them.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Cool. So you're basically tracking them, and I'm not going to make you do loads of individual checks, but basically you do manage to stay maybe a good let's say 12 to 15 feet behind them. But you notice the gap is getting a little bit bigger each time because they're in medium armor carrying a very light person. You are having to put in a lot of effort to maintain stealth while in heavy armor. So they do have a little bit of a speed advantage on you, but they don't know you're there, first and foremost.
I'm gonna try to catch up to him.
Okay.
I wouldn't say. I recognize that he's trying to keep a low profile, so I'm gonna follow suit, but catch up to him.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm sort of more for the fact you're not trying to really sneak up on him, and if he's not being noticed, you're not being noticed. That's fine because you're not actually getting ahead of him. So you can catch up to him if you choose to, or if you want to stay back, but you're just watching him. That's up to yourself.
I'm gonna catch up to him, but Claude, what are you doing? What's going on?
Try to briefly explain. Those guards are taking someone away, but there's not a jail or a prison. Like they said, it was an escaped prisoner. There's nothing over there that I know of.
Where are they
Something seems off. Yeah, and if we can catch them before they like turn a corner, like just point out the 2 guards and the.
Yeah.
I'll
the
follow
guy.
your lead.
Yeah.
And I give him bardic inspiration if you don't
Holy
already have
shit.
it.
Oh wait! I do have inspiration, so
Then I don't give him bardic inspiration.
I need to use it because I've had it for like 3 or 4 sessions now.
No, I think you mixed the inspirations, like not the inspiration given to you by the DM, actual bardic
but
inspiration.
I don't think he can have both,
He-
can he?
Bardic inspiration is a spell, right? And inspiration is something given by the DM, isn't it?
I'm fine with you having them both, but inspiration normally doesn't last like multiple sessions.
Oh.
So there is an element of kind of use it or lose it to an extent.
Okay.
But your rolls are going fine. I'm gonna go with you've got that inspiration. You can have them both for now, right? If you want to
use it.
Yeah.
But use the inspiration.
Okay.
If you need to this session.
So, just for reference, bardic inspiration only lasts like 10 minutes, so that's what mine's more like. It's a temporary version of it.
And for either or, do you have to use the inspiration before you make your roll, or can you see the roll and then choose to use it?
I know for I think for normal inspiration, you have to call it without knowing the result.
Okay.
Like knowing the end result, like
pass fail. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Call it in the air.
Pass fail, but no, I can know my result, but not know if I succeed at the check.
Yeah, you have to choose before you succeed. Yeah.
So it's not like say Bo did his jump and he went like you're gonna fall and he goes actually I had 6. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So basically, as the group are going along, Logan, when you're sort of going along, I'm not gonna put you in the spot right now, but as you're sort of following along with Claude and Bo, you might want to have a little bit of an idea of maybe how you want to sort of support this recon that they're doing at the moment, and if there's anything in particular that you would like to know about as this investigation is going forward. Okay.
At the moment, I'm just doing a loose follow. I didn't catch up. I'm just kind of hanging back, keeping an eye on
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, cool. But if there's anything, jump in, let me know. But no rush. Okay, cool. As you guys basically continue to follow these guards going along, the trail that you were following earlier on was the dripping of this completely soaked individual. Those drips are becoming more and more scarce as they go along, just because naturally the person's drying off and there's less dripping that you can follow as you go along. But they are making their way towards an area near the docks. Yep. And there's a lot of hubbub. There's a lot of people. You're sort of kind of shimmying in between a lot of people on the streets. So as much that's sort of helping your stealth at the moment that there's so many people there. And that's actually helping you identify where the guards are going as well, because it's very clear. You can kind of see them kind of making their way through a group of people as they move along. Okay.
I just want to see if they enter a building.
Yeah. Okay. So they do. Basically, there's 2 or 3 key warehouses at the edge of the water. Yep. They enter the middle warehouse. And there's one other guard that's at a door, and that guard just kind of slides it, almost like a timber warehouse, just sort of wooden door. And the one guard sees these 2 coming along, and you can see the one at the door kind of gives a bit of abuse to the prisoner. You can just see him look out and slides the door off to the side. The 2 guards go in, slide the door back.
Is there any sort of signage on the warehouse, the building?
There's almost nothing on it. It looks just like timber frames. Kind of all of them do. But you can kind of see they're very, very similar to the building that had all the clothes in it in Flattery. Just that big warehouse style, sort of 2-story warehouse style.
Claude, Claude finds like somebody who a worker who clearly like is familiar with the district, somebody
Yeah.
is there on a daily basis. And he, hey, sir, points to the building. Do you know who that belongs to? Do you know what that warehouse is used for?
Lanny, that warehouse is kind of just used by all of the parties. But as you can imagine, there hasn't really been a lot of business. The last few while, you know we're not allowed in the water, right?
I've noticed that there's not a lot of trade going in and out.
Yeah, like how am I supposed to feed my family? I don't know what's going on. Like I get that Nelson is trying to keep everybody safe. You get the feeling you understand Nelson is your dad, Nelson Marcel. Nelson and Mary, those two are just, I think they're going overboard with this whole, Shellburg. Do we even really know what happened in Shellburg? I think it's a bit of a conspiracy myself, if I'm totally honest. So, was anyone really there and saw what happened? And as he's saying it, the words kind of slur a little bit. But he's like, does anyone really know what happened?
Do I recognize the name Mary that he said?
Yeah. So Mary, you get the feeling is one of the other members of the cloak. So that would be Mary Elray. I'm trying to think what the title is. What we call the land, the martyr, the warden. Yeah.
Warden. Yeah.
She's the warden of Waves.
Warden of Waves.
Yeah. So the port, the water, fishing. If it's something to do with the water and accessing the city from that area, it's Mary's.
Hey, thanks for the information, dude.
You're welcome, Larry. By the way, if you're ever in the tavern, you should go listen to this guy called George.
George.
He's really, really good.
Hey,
really
thanks for the suggestion. Here's a little tip, and I give him a couple, like a silver piece.
Oh, wow, that's nice. Have you got any more?
I toss him another one and say, "Keep this to yourself."
Have you got any more?
Unfortunately, I don't. George took it all.
Have you got any more? And you can just tell like the eyes are like getting really like, yeah. Have you got any more?
One more question for you, sir. He pulls his attention back, Claude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what they store in there? Do they keep a prison in there? Do they store goods? Any thoughts?
I hope it's not a prison. But it's just stuff. Stuff and things.
Stuff and things, yeah.
Stuff and things.
That's what I figured, yeah.
Let me come back to you in 1 second. Just take a small break there. Someone's on my door. So excuse me 1 second.
I guess in the meantime, well, I don't want to do too much without Radish and carrying it.
I think it sounds like a shop that would have been in that town of Flattery.
Sure does. How did we leave? What did we leave Rianne off on? What was your choice?
Looking at the headdress. I was rolling investigation to see if I could gain any insight. Well,
what was the headdress?
Anything out about it? It was a dragonborn headdress.
Oh.
I gotta say that NPC's Irish accent was right on point, though. It was
very authentic.
Which one, the drunk one?
Yeah. The one you guys were just talking to.
It felt like he just came from the tavern.
You got another one? You got another one?
You got another one? You got any more?
It's even better because I can't see that he came back.
I know, yeah. It's just frozen. Dad! Fluff is here.
In the balloon. Yeah, my camera's not working, so it's all Storm's fault. It's all Storm's fault. Yeah.
I don't know.
Every time he actually backs out and comes back in, it reloads.
Exactly. So I think it's like my fault. Like literally my fault. Something.
No, it's Discord for everybody, I think, because it's happening all over.
Yeah.
Right.
If you
Okay.
kill your image share, I mean, I bet it doesn't matter.
It's more. Yeah, it's more the storm squares. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I can
Storm squares.
if I need to, I can move them around.
I thought that was pretty cool. Storm
He can-
squares.
It's not his birthday anymore. He can deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because canonically in this, we're still on the same day doesn't mean.
Yes. Okay.
I-
So basically, as you now know, in that warehouse, you know on good authority that there are stuff and things in that warehouse.
Yeah, it
Are
doesn't
there-
sound like there's stuff and things in there, Claude.
There's definitely a reliable source of
Wait.
stuff and things.
Is there stuff and things, or are they stuffing things? This is a very different shop depending which one it is.
Yeah.
Is it like a Build-A-Bear?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna go with.
So
yeah.
the way I'm picturing the warehouse, are there any like? I assume there's no windows at like eye level because But are there any like upper windows? Like, they need to let light in through somewhere, right?
So you're looking, let's call it the broad side of these warehouses. You would probably imagine there'd be windows on the other side because that's where the water is. So if there's going to be windows anywhere, it's going to be on the other side of the building. So you're obviously looking at the side that's pointing inland.
Mhm.
If natural light was to come in, it's probably going to come from the water side. So if there are any windows on this, plus this town, so you have an idea of what these buildings are like, and that's the way they would kind of bring in light. So if there's only a couple because it's not like these are residential properties at the water side, that need to bring in lots of natural light. These are storage.
Mhm.
They've got a very clear look for them of storage of goods,
Would you
stuff
like
and
to
things. Yeah.
convey that information to Bo?
Yeah, I assume that. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll just communicate.
Yeah.
I think something's up in there.
Do you think we can get a better view somewhere else?
Get a better view. I'm wondering if maybe I just talk to somebody,
Talk to
Before
somebody.
we
Well, there's a
sneak
guard
around?
outside.
or if you all want to. Did Logan catch up to us? Logan, are you still kind of?
He's
Yeah,
basically
loosely
there. Yeah.
following is where I'm at.
Which rooftop are you on?
Not yet. I'm thinking about it.
What I mean, I don't know. I felt like we were trying to stay out of sight. Do you want me to go up to the guard? I mean,
Let's go talk. You know what? This is my family has a little bit of authority here. Maybe we can just get a.
it sounds like
quick
everybody's
look.
kind of scared of what happened at Shelburne. I don't know if I guess they don't know about Cassera and
I think they're not telling the people everything, which is fair. You don't want to cause a panic.
that's true.
But they're obviously hearing rumors, and some people think worse things than others.
All right, let's go ahead and Logan, you want to hang back, do what you do.
Well, that's what I'm doing for right now.
right.
I'm scheming over here. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
try to stay out of sight
Jeez.
because in case for some reason Claude doesn't have the the authority he thinks he does.
You would never.
Having
I'm
a
just
companion in the shadows can be helpful. All right.
Yeah. Talk away here, mate.
I'm trying to play
Is-
to your strength.
Yeah.
Do I know Logan's there? Do I see him? Bodak and him talking?
Sorry, Claude.
Yeah,
what was that?
Do I know Logan's there?
Yeah, he's pretty much right behind Bo.
Okay.
Just nonchalantly.
Yeah. I'll just motion to him, just eyes,
All right,
and I'm gonna go talk to the guard at the front of that warehouse.
I will follow.
because it's sus now.
Okay.
Bo, let's fucking do this.
It's sus, no cap. Claude about to throw that title round. You know who I am. You know who my family is.
I might as well use it, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, go Men in Black. Just like not Men in Black. Like on
You
the
got
name.
this.
Just kick the door in.
What time of day is it, by the way?
You're getting to sort of early evening, so let's say. Well, no, actually, it hasn't really been that long. So probably closer to midday
Okay.
Sounds good.
because you came in pretty early in the morning, and then you spent a while investigating.
All right.
So
I'm gonna walk up. Good day, sir, and I'm gonna salute him in the local fashion.
like immediate to a really stiff salute. Like posture is perfect. You know, yes, sir.
I just doing some rounds around the warehouse district. How goes it?
Goes well, sir. There's been some minor disturbances. There was a jailbreak earlier today, but we have apprehended the suspect and taken him in for sort of inventory and to figure out exactly how we can identify weaknesses in our defenses to prevent future jailbreaks going forward.
And this location you're guarding here, it's now being used as a prison?
A temporary holding cell, sir. So as we know, the current facilities have not been up to scratch, or at least have allowed for someone to escape. So we've taken temporary hold of these facilities from the warehouse and the merchants due to, as you know, the lack of trade so far, sir.
Clearly, you're doing a fine job here.
Thank you, sir.
On behalf of the Cloak and Nelson Marcel, do you mind if I have a look at the facilities, make sure everything's up to code?
We are supposed to keep this to ourselves, but yes. Yes, we can. And he basically turns around to the door and he makes it bang, bang, bang. There's 3 knocks on the wooden door behind him, and he waits, and there's no response. Yeah, I think you can go in, sir. And at that point, he grabs the door and he pulls it across.
Oh, we thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna step in.
He does not respond to Bo at all.
That's fine. I don't need his approval.
So I'm suspicious of him sending a code.
Yeah, I was too.
I don't know if there's a way.
Poor Claude is spitting. Ever since that cake, everyone's doing something suspicious. Someone sneezed twice. What the fuck did that mean? Is that you trying to assassinate somebody with this sneeze?
I thought about it. Like, yeah, that definitely meant something, but it's just like Bo was not trying to give him any more time. He's trying to get in there as quickly as possible. So he's gonna.
Yeah.
As we're entering, can I remember? Because I know you said something when we saw the two guards bring the prisoner in.
Yeah.
How did the guard open the door? How did he knock?
He just opened it straight away. So you saw him basically engage the guards, and he basically got in the face of the prisoner, and you could just see from a distance. You could see him mouthing something at him, like just like an angry, like. I can't actually do a visual expression for you because the screen freezes. I know the camera's not working.
No, you are moving right now. Ever since Fluff got there, his presence has lifted your camera, and I did what I stopped moving because it's like when you fix the antennas on a TV and then it finally works and you just don't move.
So so you kind of saw him just mouthing something, just almost like saying his piece to the prisoner, and then he just slid the door. But it's just it's a timber, just warehouse, just wood panel door, just slid across, slid closed.
As we're going through, Claude kind of looks over at Bo and just kind of like shakes his head like something. He feels something's up, but he's just gonna.
Yeah, I nod as I'm pushing into the door, opening the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Going in.
Entering.
Okay.
Yeah, side by side and.
Yeah. Confidently, I'm gonna be like, wow, this is quite the makeshift holding cell.
It's very, very open. There's some access to like almost like little coves, just like water. We could tell like rowing boat size. Kind of could fit into these gaps, but there's nothing in there at the moment. But the water was definitely disturbed slightly in one of those areas. So there's just a lot of pallets and a lot of crates and things around. No presence of anybody in there that you can see. You can see pretty much the whole way around. You can see, similar to when that other warehouse with the clothes, there was some stairs and there's a balcony area above that.
Yeah.
But you don't see anybody. You don't see anybody.
It's a
but
trap.
I'm gonna go do an investigation check around that disturbed water. How's that?
Yep.
As we've learned, investigation on my. Can I perform to the disturbed water? I do better at performing. That is a 13.
Can I assist
okay.
with that?
Yeah, of course. So, kind of tell me what you're investigating, water.
So I'm gonna see if I can like. So, are they? I'm just. I guess investigating where it is, like.
Yeah.
How far away from?
Cool.
Like.
So do your investigation check with advantage because Claude is helping.
Yeah.
Okay. You're basically both looking around, so I'm kind of happy for you.
Yeah. I'm kind of. That is 11. I guess I was going to see if there was anything dropped in the water.
Yeah.
That's my initial thought. Was like, oh, they dropped this guy. Gave him lead boots, but they disappeared. So.
Yeah, that's okay. What you did notice though was there's basically 2 items actually on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One was a charred bit of clothing. Okay.
Yep.
That has a similar design to what you've seen before in the past. Claude recognizes it to be the Seven Sons logo.
Sounds good.
Yep. Okay. The other thing you recognize at the edge of the water is like a small emblem off to the side.
Yep.
That looks like a boar.
Okay.
So it's like a boar. It looks like a particularly aggressive boar, almost like it's shouting, or making a very obvious like.
Where is that? Where is
like
that?
Right at the edge of the water. It's a bit dusty, so it's been there for a while. It's not brand new.
So does this have access to the water then? I mean, like, is it like kind of like almost like a dock?
Yes, it's almost like a dock.
As that?
Yeah,
Are there any boats?
No.
So there's no boats. There's no people. I think Claude. I think maybe they got away.
I want to grab that scrap of clothing.
Yeah.
With the Seven Sons logo on it. You said it was burnt.
Yep. So when I say burned, basically think of a brand.
Insert Star Wars meme. It's a trap.
All right. Well, I'm gonna collect it as evidence at the very least.
Seven Sons. Yeah.
I don't have any spell slots left to like.
We're trying to
detect anything.
Yeah.
Smell all of the evil.
Where do you think? Where could they have gone? I mean, we were right behind them. They just entered here, and it looks like. Is there a way to look up and down the river?
Were you right behind them though?
No, probably not.
Just to give me the DM a little bit of
No, because we stopped and talked to that lovely man.
Yeah.
With the accent.
And you were a bit of a distance behind them when you saw them go into the thing, and then talking amongst each other.
True.
Yeah.
Do we see any other obvious entrances, exits, trapped like hatches?
You'd have to investigate for that. Yeah, any obvious hidden hatches is exactly the way to go, bro.
I was about to say with his investigation, the water is wet but dry. Like, right,
My
but
roll finally caught up to me. That's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. You have figured out that this water is in fact wet.
It is wet. Okay.
Yeah.
It all checks out. Kind of checks out.
It all checks out. Yeah, exactly. That's the way to go. Bo, were you looking for any obvious, non-obvious hatches?
No, I was gonna go see if I can go to the edge of.
That's not laughing at my water is wet investigation.
You okay?
It sounds like he's dying back there. We're losing him.
See, every week you pretty much miss at least one investigation check because it's so badly that I just have to make up something blatantly.
How badly do you roll?
For investigation checks, very badly, very often.
can I see up and down the river? Is there any way to look up down to see which way they might have been going?
It's a pretty decent lean out, but if you're you won't really need lean. You kind of see a slight path of like what?
Yeah, wake,
like a wake of where there was like a rowing boat.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the guard. I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Okay.
Let's see. I attempt to charm a humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
They have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Finding it failed.
I can tell you now they definitely failed.
Okay, yeah, but the save DC is 14.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They saved if it was a 3.
So I'm gonna approach him and be like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going? So where did they take those guys?"
And you can just see like his eyes are super resistant to what you're saying. But he goes, "On the boat, sir."
On the boat, yeah. I mean, so where they actually heading? You know, I mean, just so Claude has a better idea of where he's, you know.
The pickup point being the Howling Boar.
The Howling Boar. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm not. Claude is. I'm not too familiar with this town. Where would the Howling Boar be? What level?
It's a ship, sir.
Oh, it's a ship. See, I didn't even know that. Who actually owns the Howling Boar itself? Is it a part of the government? Is it a part of the guard?
Nope.
No.
Not affiliated with the city.
Not affiliated with the city. Well, I mean, you got to have contractors, you know, and city can't do everything.
That's it. Yes, it's an external contractor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. What are they contracted for? I mean, you said this was a holding cell, but now they're gone on the boat. The Howling Boar.
Logistics. Transportation.
All right, transportation, logistics. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's an escaped guy. You know, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna go back.
I don't appreciate your time.
Well, you know, I'm taking up your time, so that's fine.
Okay.
Does intimidation do anything when somebody is?
I mean, he's charmed, so he's like, so he's a friend.
Somebody's charmed.
Yeah,
but when it wears off is what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I kind of tried to keep it chummy, but he's gonna know that he was charmed.
Yeah, he clearly knows. Like the fact that he's like internally, he's really, really trying to restrain this, but he just simply cannot prevent himself from that. Is there a length of time on that?
Yeah, 1 hour.
That's fine.
So
it was never going to be like a minute anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay. I would like to have done this while Claude was looking for the traps. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Yeah, so I'm gonna go over to. Oh, is it Claude? I don't care where you were. Yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna say, Claude, would you like to do like sidebar? Claude, would you like sidebar?
Yeah. It's come huddle over next to Bo.
Yeah. So sounds like the city's in cahoots with somebody. I'm not too sure, but they took them, whoever it was, going to the Howling Boar. It's a ship owned by somebody. I don't know, but doesn't seem like a friendly place.
Does Claude know of any boar symbol within the local government?
No.
Okay.
Now I did.
It's like, yeah.
I did charm that man right now, and he's not. It might not end up well, but it kind of sounds like there's a little bit of deception going on from the higher ups. I don't know if you want to be wary of that anyway.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. It's a shift change. I need to go. I'm going to. I'll send help the other way. I need to leave there.
Claude's gonna walk up and hold his hand out for a handshake to the guard.
Yeah, he's shaking. It's just he takes your hand. So
Hey,
he
okay.
shakes it like he's really, really unwilling. Or
Claude's gonna pull him in tight for an intimidation, and he's
Yep.
gonna say, "You did a good job here today. We're gonna keep this conversation on the down low, and I'll make sure that you're taken care of. All right." He's gonna say it in a comforting way, but also intimidating.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, sir.
Can I roll an intimidation check?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't gotten to do one, and I'm really keen to do one.
That's okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration, so that's an extra D6.
Yeah.
Scare the shit out of him.
D6, there it is. Alright, 9, that's 14.
Yeah. When you're saying that, he takes one more look at the armband on your thing, and he is just still. Like he's just with bated breath, waiting for whatever you're about to say next.
Good work today. And turn and motion to Bo. I think we've got what we can do here.
We appreciate your time. I know you don't appreciate mine.
No, I didn't enjoy any moment of that experience.
Love the honesty.
And he just bolts, like he just starts running. I really will never ever do that arm movement on Twitch ever again. From that angle, nobody's censored.
Don't worry, from this perspective, it was
yeah, it was my so
a sign rolls down behind you.
Yeah.
Real quick, as he's running away, do you think we should let him get away? To Claude.
I don't think we can do anything without raising immediate suspicions.
I mean, we got Logon and like we can give him a signal.
This guy is busting through the crowd. He is just pushing people out of the way. He is absolutely gunning it.
Logon ready just to let loose, just like follow.
I don't think we should let him go, but here we are.
I want to shoot someone in the knee.
I mean, you know, you have free will. You see this man running.
Claude's not out here to hurt anybody. He doesn't have any.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't have any justification.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything for
no,
sure.
I'm not going to shoot anybody in the knee.
We could have tied him up.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's done.
Okay.
But
so
I do.
Sorry, Claude, say one more. Say that thing there.
I was just gonna say, I think it's time we need to catch up with everybody because this is getting more and more suspicious.
Yeah. Okay. So at that point, we're going to jump back to Rian and Tommy. Rian, you were looking at the Dragonborn Heritage headdress on the counter or on the pedestal.
Yep. I'm gonna like gently reach out for it to pick it up and take a look at it.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And rolled a 17 on investigation.
Yeah. So you got the 17 on the investigation, right? So you can see that it has been well maintained since it's been on that pedestal. It's well looked after. However, when you touch it, those screams and those shouts in your head instantly go very, very quiet for a split moment. But then in your mind's eye, that blue figurine that was in your head flashes right before your eyes, and you start to see fire and panic and people running and you being chased, and just this overwhelming rush of emotion as you interact with this headdress.
Can I tell what clan it came from?
Yeah, yours.
Brilliant. So I'm just holding this and watching everything flashing before my eyes and getting.
What I would say though is, for being your clan, it's probably more your heritage, your culture. You know, not necessarily like a brand new.
Yeah,
thing.
not a specific person.
Yeah.
Just starting to breathe erratically and turn to Tommy and just like, I see them screaming.
See who screaming?
Just come touch this.
Tommy's. Hold on. Does Tommy want to go touch that? Last thing you touched almost killed you, and now you want me to come over and touch something that you're freaking out about.
The classic DM question. So you touch it, right?
Yeah. Tommy approaches slowly and asks again, "What do you mean you see them?" He hasn't physically he's gotten closer to you, but he hasn't physically touched what you're holding.
Yeah.
Am I able to? Are these just kind of faceless figures that are flashing and fire and?
Yeah. So I'm imagine like sort of like in a haze, trying to like a dream or a traumatic memory where there's a lot of blur going on. So there's a lot of like, you can tell that there's fire around and people moving and people being chased and, chaos and along that sort of line. So, yeah.
Something happened with this headdress. There's just people and fire.
Okay, you set it down. Just go ahead and set it down for a moment.
I'm just stuck in the vision. I don't want to let it go.
Tommy's
starting to get worried because Rain is barely getting these words out. She's almost physically reacting to this a little bit more, which of course you haven't seen in a long time since, I don't know, a couple of hours ago when she was seizing from the other thing that she touched.
That's why. That's why
it's not seizure level. You don't get the feeling that she's in any sort of pain, but there's definitely almost like a real energy coursing through her. But it seems to be a lot more sort of natural, seem more emotional based, so like fear based kind of shake, as opposed to pulsating seizure like. Convulsing.
Okay, then
I just sold the entire thesaurus today. I love that.
Then Tommy will grab it as well.
And as Tommy reaches out to take hold of it from Rain,
not like I don't want to take it from her possession. I want to put my hand on a part of it that she's already holding.
Yeah. Okay. So you reach out. Your hand makes contact with it. No reaction for you whatsoever. You have no reaction to this whatsoever.
I take my hand right off and say, "I'm sorry. I don't. It has a connection to you. I don't see what you're seeing or feel what you're feeling."
I'm like vaguely aware of what he's saying. But I'm starting to feel a strong urge to put this on. And I'm slowly moving the headdress towards my head.
Bum, 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 bum. Tommy's gonna die.
Can I ask? I know Bo isn't there, but can I ask a question, narratively speaking?
Of course.
About Tobin's reaction?
Yep. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Tobin is whimpering, but like very, definitely from behind Tommy, just staring at Rain. It was definitely a really loud whimper going on. Like he's got that sort of slightly panicked feel. Like
this dog is never gonna like me again.
As you go to put it on, Tommy, not what's the word? Doesn't think of doing it, but automatically takes like 3 or 4 steps back. There's just something about you saying you're seeing this, and then you almost like you're being taken over. Like you're not, but just in that moment of conversation of going from I'm seeing things, and now you start to put it on. Tommy, without even thinking about it, just automatically steps back a few steps.
Yeah. Rain, as this places onto your head, your body goes very, very still. Still standing, but incredibly still. eyes roll into the back of your head, but you're just very, very still. And you start to see much clearer now a picture in your head. This is a scene that you recall, almost like playing out a direct memory. You're on a beach. You have a feeling that something terrible has happened before. You've had a desperation that you needed to do something to help. So you went and you made an incredibly dangerous decision. You remember this in your mind. You remember having to make this decision. And from behind you, you just hear a voice, a towering female voice that just goes, "Thank you, my child. You will get as you wish. But also know what follows is your fault." And as you turn around, the face of Kisera instead faces you, just comes straight towards your eyes and snaps you out of your trance at the moment. Your eyes roll back. The crown no longer seems to have an effect on you physically.
I'm gonna stagger back into the bar and crash into all of those bottles that Rickard didn't want me using.
Yeah. And they all just hit the ground, they all knock over, and they all start splashing and start mixing. A couple of them start to fizz a little bit on the ground.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna look up at Tommy. Yeah, Tommy, the dragon from the place we were at, the dragon that burned everything. The dragon you brought to us.
I didn't bring no dragon.
She was in my head. She
Oh. That's not good. That's not good. Now Tommy's starting to get worried too. Like, what'd she say? What'd she do?
It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's always my fault. It's my fault.
You should have put the crown on. Or whatever the headpiece. Whatever. You should have put it on. You should have put it on.
As you two are doing that, basically aligns with Claude, Bo, Logan, and Tel. Entering the house, Claude in first. Claude, you recognize everything it is. Obviously, it's your home. And you're walking in basically into this scenario. There's drink has been spilled on the ground. Ryan and Tommy are both freaking out, going, "It's my fault. No, it's my fault. No, it's your fault.
You should have done that. You should have done that."
Yeah. No Rickard to be seen. What do you do, Claude?
Hello? Can we? I know you're used to living on the road, but you're making a bit of a mess. Can we put that? He sees the crown. Try to take it and put it back on the mantle.
And in that moment, for the last part of today, you just hear a strong, vibrant voice from the top of the stairs going, "Son, is that you?" And at the top of the stairs, Nelson Martel, the head of the Martel family and Marcel Merchantry, reaches the top of the stairs with Rickard right behind them, both reacting to the scene that's below, which we will continue in our next session.
Oh my.
How long did it take us? How long did it take us to get to the house? I gotta
know. Like stuff and things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff holes, holes and shit. Yeah. Hours and minutes and seconds.
Hours and minutes. Seconds and minutes.
Seconds and minutes. Yeah, stuff and things, minutes and seconds. Windows and lights. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. And go from there. But yeah, no, that's what we're gonna go with today.
Perfect.
At that point, because anything else is much longer.
I'll be right back. All right, everybody. So, hi Tony. I saw you right there at the end. Boy, things went so many different directions this session, but I don't know. I literally thought that she was gonna go full like eyes roll back, lifts off the ground, and just power comes out of her and just kills Tommy. Was what afraid was about to happen. But thank you for everyone that popped in and hung out. Thank you for the raid again. Oh, that's right, work. I will be, since you mentioned the VOD, I will be editing this and I'll put it up on my YouTube. It'll probably be out sometime next week. So you can always catch up with it there as well. But I gotta check my work schedule. I think I'm good for I should be good Tuesday, Thursday, Friday next week. For my streams, we'll definitely be playing more Sea of Stars. Maybe I know what my game of the month is for my game club, so maybe I'll start that next week as well. But for now, everyone have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Thank you for hanging out and watching some D&D. I'll catch you all later.